Welcome back, and I am surrounded by electric vehicle parts because our new build is here. We're going to have 0 to 60 under 4.5 seconds with over 600 Newton meters of torque. Now, I'm going to talk through all these bits later on in this episode, but right now, let's go and see what our new build car is, shall we? This is a Porsche 911 964. Now, before you're all moan, the engine and gearbox were already missing, as you can see. So I'm not ripping the heart and soul out of this car. Now, it's been used for the last 4 years by the team at Fellten to develop their bolt-in electric 964 kit. So we're now going to go behind the scenes and we're going to basically build a kit from scratch, from module level right through to fully built kit, and get it fitted to this car with the team, as well as do a level of restoration. I mean, well, my level of restoration on this car, because it has been sat around for some time. So most of the bushes and everything are absolutely knackered. So hit that subscribe button, follow us along. We're now going to get this car stripped apart and get going. I'm going to try and take the front end out in one piece. Now, the brake lines have already been cut off because they were knackered and the power steering's already been disconnected. Obviously, I've got to try and get my gloves on because I have delicate office hands these days. Don't give me that look, Nick. So, there's only a few bolts under to actually undo. There's 17s here and here. There's another pair here and here. Another one here, another one here, and then there's a 13 here and a 13 here. And that's completely wrong because those are 19s and these are actually 17s.
We're off to next.
Well, I'm going to do a swap over.
Oh, a socket swap?
Yeah. I've undone all of those. I was going to undo these two and then I realised it was probably going to fall on my head, so I needed one of these.
Say it.
What?
You've got to say it.
Got to say what?
That ain't going anywhere. It's going to fall off now.
That ain't going anywhere.
That's better.
So I'm going to be a bit dodgy. I'm going to lower this off and leave it hanging on the suspension struts, which I shouldn't do, and then put my trolley in here, lower the car onto it, and then hopefully I'll leave the front end behind as we go. Cool. It stayed there. Need my trolley. Nice sturdy wooden trolley. 4 top mount bolts on each side. Hopefully it doesn't fly out down the bottom now. Oops.
Naughty.
Reach around this time. Proper job. Now for the moment of truth where we work out what I forgot to undo. It's only a power steering line. It's going to go over with the growing pile of Porsche parts. Time to get the rear arms off. As you can see, suspension's already out. Brakes are all apart because the Fellten guys had already ripped this thing apart for testing. So I'm just going to do the last bit, which is pull the rear arms out, which is a 12mm Allen key on this side. On the other side, I think it's a 19. Yeah. There is a little locator on these up here, so you pivot them and drop them off. And basically when you put them in, they can't fall off because they've got this little locating point here to get the bush in the right place. Once again, a 19mm, because Porsche is the same size bolts each side. And what a good idea. That's both the lower arms off, and I've got a lovely pile of parts if you want to have a look. Now I'm going to pick up all the bolts that Nick, who's behind the camera, kept continually focusing on. So we don't want to lose them. Now all of these bits are out. They're in pretty bad condition, as you can see. What really needs to happen is we need to try something like dry ice blasting, which is that new thing that I'm seeing all over the internet these days, but it's really, really expensive. So whilst we were doing this, I had some of the guys at Fellten look into it and talk to some of the Chinese suppliers, and guess what? We found a $1,000 dry ice blaster from China, which we're going to buy, and we're going to see how good or bad that is on the entire car. Fingers crossed it comes out all right, because it will save an absolute fortune. Now, the rest of the parts in this car are pretty tired as well. The rear arms definitely need new bearings. We definitely need new brake discs, pads, potentially refurbish the calipers, and the rear lights have definitely seen better days because this one's a little bit flappy. So we need to get a refurbished set of rear lights or some of those new nice LED ones. Now we're going to move on and talk through all the bits that we're going to be putting into the EV kit to convert this car from a module level to wiring harnesses and all that stuff. So let's go and check that out. Where do we start? There are so many bits here, but there's a lot less moving parts than an ICE engine. I think we should start with the batteries. We're going to be running these Calb 355 VDA modules, 355 just because it's the size of the things, and they're a 2.5 kilowatt hour each, and we're going to link 24 of these in series to get us to 400 volts and 61 kilowatt hours, which is a pretty big battery pack. Probably get us about 200-mile range, or maybe 100 miles if you drive like an absolute loon. Now, this is split into two sections. There's 8 there, and there's another 16 of them here, making up the 24, obviously, to go in the back of the Porsche. The reason for that is so we can get our 60-40 weight distribution, and these are then bolted to liquid cooling plates. Now, this liquid cooling plate is billet aluminium, and it's stir welded. So basically they take this piece, they put it on a CNC machine, they cut out all these wiggles inside of it, and they put a plate on, they stir weld around it, and then they grind it flat, a bit like they used to do on a head of a car. Now, each one of these can take 4 of these battery modules, and they basically sit in place like this, and they bolt through, and then you have coolant going in and out of here, daisy chaining throughout the whole battery pack to the rad pack. As you can see, we have a radiator here, but on the back, we have a heat exchanger. Now this is quite special because basically, if it's really cold, it can use this valve and it can pull heat from that Tesla large drive unit, which does generate quite a lot of heat, and it can pump it through the battery pack to keep those battery pack warm, because batteries are a bit like humans. They like being about 20 degrees to give out all their performance. But we also have a radiator for when we're charging and putting in probably about 70 kilowatts of CCS rapid charging into this thing. So we need to keep it cool at that point. It's a very fine balancing act between hot and cold just to keep them happy. This is our Tesla drive unit, which is responsible for our 450 brake horsepower and 600 newton meters of torque. Now, how does this work? We have an inverter in this end, which takes the DC lines in from the battery and our data connector. We have a central gearbox here, which is about a 9-to-1 reduction. So we have motor comes in here, a reduction gear, and then in here, we have something quite special. We have a Quaife ACB differential to allow us to get that power down. Why is it an ACB? Because the oil is shared around the whole system, so we don't want a plate diff wearing over time and chucking that through the motor. Now, these HV batteries are not waterproof. So if they're not in a box, they're not very happy. Plus, when you're all connected together, you're over 400 volts, which can kill you if you're being stupid. So at Fellten, they make these metal battery boxes, custom built to fit perfectly into the engine bay of the Porsche. And they build a front battery box that fit perfectly in the front engine bay of the Porsche. Inside of those battery boxes, there's lots and lots and lots and lots of bits. They're not just a simple metal box, but there is things like the Orion battery management system, contactor controller, a pair of contactors, because when the car's turned off, you don't want any of that electricity coming out. And then you have things like all the HV wiring, the connectors, and even your bidirectional charger, which is this one here. This does 6.6 kilowatts AC in to charge the battery, but it also does 2.5 kilowatts DC-DC, so 12 volts to replace that alternator to keep things like our power steering running, our headlights, our wiper blades, and our music. Key, because it's electric now, it doesn't make any noise. As much as the Porsche is going to have CCS rapid charging, this is the AC charging port, which is a Type 2, which is what we have here in Europe. But in the US, you'll have a Type 1 charging port, so you can charge up at home. The final bit of this system is the gauges. There's a set of 5 that go into the exact same holes that the original Porsche ones went into. And they have some pretty cool information like your kilowatts, your battery, your temperatures, your speed, and all those bits, as well as your range you have left in your battery and how crazy you're driving, as in your watt hours per mile used, which for us is not going to be great. Thank you so much for watching this episode. And as you see, we've got lots and lots of bits here to get together and built into the kit with the Fellten team. And we have a huge amount of restoration work to do on the Porsche and fit a lot of really cool new parts. So hit the subscribe button, leave a comment below, and let me know what you think about converting a Porsche to electric. There's a lot of haters out there around the Porsche, to be sure. But hey, I like irritating people at times.